Why some people will never admit they're wrong. We all know that there's no love lost between me and psychology, but this answers a lot of questions for me. Do you have someone in your life who never apologizes and will never admit they're wrong? It turns out that likely stems from a fragile ego. They believe that saying sorry admits that they are wrong and being wrong is shameful. This group of people is trying to protect themselves by refusing to acknowledge what's going on. This also has overlap with why people cheat. We'll talk about it. I've mentioned some of the science around how only a small percentage of people are actually self-aware, think about why they do the things that they do. And trust me, I think about the reasons why I do the things that I do all the time, but I'm still powerless to stop it. Why did I stay up till 3 a.m. eating pizza and watching American Dad? I have no idea. I'm just watching myself making terrible decisions. Let's also remember that most people think they have all the information even when they don't. People with fragile egos are the ones who are going to have a very hard time admitting it and changing their opinion once they've gotten new information. And a lot of that has to do with the classical dark triad. Narcissism, that is self-explanatory, psychopathy, which involved impulsiveness, a lack of remorse and empathy, and Machiavellianism. That's where people have the desire and ability to control others, manipulate them for their own self-gain. Throw a brittle ego into the mix and we have a lot of problems. This brings us to why people cheat. Turns out people who believe they have power in their lives are more likely to cheat. Yes, celebrities are in fact more likely to cheat than everyone else. Which explains Ariana Grande and SpongeBob, a story that I can't escape no matter what I do, it keeps coming back. But people who have low self-esteem and are insecure in their relationships are also likely to cheat. More power, less power, both likely to cheat. It seems like people are just bastard-coded bastards. Worthy to say, I don't love psychology. You might be interested to know that people who go into psychology and psychiatry are more likely to have mental health issues. You might say, hey, that's probably just because they have expertise and they're more willing to notice them. But no, they're more likely to have mental health problems from the very time that they start their career. Some will say that's just people who are more introspective, maybe notice that something is wrong, and if you're going into a psychiatric field, you have access to care. That might be partly true. I've also heard people say that those with psychiatric problems who are also very intelligent want to understand themselves and they end up in this field. Just know that our entire psychiatric healthcare industry is built around a house of cards. It's also totally fine to acknowledge that someone in your life might be fairly toxic. You can understand that and understand that they are coming from a place of a brittle ego. That doesn't mean you have to sit there and be sympathetic to it. Protect yourself first. And just be aware that this is where people are coming from. They don't know why they do the things that they do. And that more than half of people in the US read at a 6th grade level or below. It explains so much about everything.